Right, okay, we'll begin. I was just looking for the all clear at the back. So, good evening everyone, welcome. Thank you very much for coming out on this fantastic evening. You brought a bit of Turkish weather with you to Edinburgh, which is very welcome after the winter we've had. And it's a great pleasure to welcome all of you to this last event of the year for the Politics Society, which we're holding in partnership with the Europa Institute and Transatlantic Seminar Series. And we're particularly pleased to welcome tonight's guest, the Turkish Ambassador to the UK, Mr. Yigit Alpogan. I've got that right? Yes. Good. Excellent. It's wonderful what the Turkish language training does. And Mr. Alpogan is a leading light in Turkish diplomatic and foreign policy circles, and tonight will be speaking to us on the theme of challenges and opportunities in Turkish foreign policy. Mr. Alpogan graduated from the Faculty of Political Sciences at Ankara University and is a career diplomat, having served at the Turkish embassies in Tokyo, Nicosia, The Hague, Athens, and at the permanent mission to the United Nations in Geneva, as well as holding a number of positions within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ankara. His first ambassadorial posting was to Turkmenistan, followed by a spell as Deputy Under-Secretary at the MFA, and later on had the rather challenging, perhaps, position of Ambassador of Turkey to Greece. And at a later stage, he made history by becoming the first civilian Secretary General of the National Security Council of Turkey. So that is an indication of Ambassador Alpogan's seniority. And he's been Ambassador to the Court of St James since July 2007, and he's in Scotland on a visit, and we're very pleased to welcome him. So please join me in welcoming Ambassador Alpogan.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank the Edinburgh University and its officials for extending this invitation to us. Indeed, this is my first time in Scotland to visit your university. I have here with me my wife and my colleague from the embassy, Mr. Ergin, as well as the Turkish Honorary Consul General in Edinburgh, Mr. Ian Whitted. So I think I can speak on their behalf as well, that we are very happy to be here enjoying Turkish-like weather, included the beauties of Edinburgh, and we came here last evening. We shall be here on Thursday, and during which time we hope to see more of the beauties and the academic excellence of Edinburgh, and certainly we would wish to come again in the future, and maybe we will be having some practical cooperative schemes between Turkey and the Edinburgh University. I was visiting Middle Eastern Studies Department a little while ago, and the chairman, Professor Karol Hillebrand, and his colleagues met us, and we discussed about the possibilities of Turkish studies, Turkish culture, Turkish language, development aspects in that particular Middle Eastern department. But in that talk, it also came up that, you know, Turkey, of course, is in the Middle Eastern Studies Department of this university, but as well as not only the diplomatic relations, but also social, cultural, and other aspects are concerned. Turkey's position cannot be limited only to Middle Eastern or Middle East. In fact, Turkey is a country with deep ties and roots to a lot of geographical regions. For instance, Turkey is a Mediterranean country We have one of the longest coastlines of the Mediterranean. As well, Turkey is a Balkan country, and we are deeply interested in what is going on in the Balkans. And there are important Turkish population with deep roots in the Balkans who are already in Turkey, who have immigrated in the past from Balkans to Turkey. Turkey is a Black Sea country. Again, one of the longest coastlines of the Black Sea. And we are part of the Caucasus, the Southern Caucasus, and the Caucasus had always had a particular priority in the Turkish foreign policy, both in its formulation and implementation. We have a deep ethnic, religious, language, cultural, social ties with Central Asia, and also, again, in the formulation of the Turkish foreign policy, our ties to brotherly Turkic republics in Central Asia play a great role. Therefore, Turkey is a country where her interests lie not in one region, but in many regions. Of course, since I will be coming back to it, I did not mention Europe and European policies, as well as Turkey's European Union membership is also one of the very, very important and salient aspects of the Turkish foreign policy. Today's topic, as it is being agreed upon with the university, is the challenges and opportunities in the Turkish foreign policy. I would like to be giving you an overview of how the Turkish diplomacy sees the events. And I would like to be not very long on this, because I know that no matter how one can expand on these issues, there will always be questions in your minds, and I rather like to answer those questions. Nevertheless, I will make a brief introduction and to give you the salient points of our interest, as well as today's burning foreign policy questions are keeping Turkey and our neighbors and our allies nowadays. The one issue, maybe the number one issue is that is keeping our minds busy, and not only in the corridors of the foreign ministry in Ankara, but as well in many missions of the Turkish ministry abroad, including our embassy in Ankara, is that it is the situation in Iraq. Iraq is a neighboring country. It is to the south of Turkey. As you know, we have about 400 kilometers long border, and what is going on is actually affecting us very much. We would like to see, first of all, a unitary Iraq, independent and sovereign Iraq, and Iraq which has territorial integrity. We think that if anything happens to Iraq as far as partition or division of Iraq is concerned, this will have very grave consequences for the Middle East. And since we are part of that geography as well, this will have great effects on Turkey as well. We are, first of all, we are being adversely affected, unfortunately, whatever is happening in Iraq. After the first Gulf War in the 90s, only in the economic terms, I think it would be enough to tell you that Turkey lost $55 billion in bilateral trade with Iraq, because simply after that for a long time we were not able to trade, and we were not able to get the oil that we were getting before from Iraq. But this is just an example why we are so much attached to what is going on in Iraq. And it is in the Turkish interest to have stability, peace and tranquility in Iraq. For that, what is Turkey doing? Maybe you know that there is a conference, international gathering about the neighboring of Iraq. These are the countries that come together, all the neighbors.